So one thing that has that I keep thinking about in terms of trying to engage young people in workplace giving, which, as Heather said, is no longer, we can't assume the box will get checked for payroll deduction. And so there obviously has to be a whole lot more interaction going on in the workplace. So employers are going to have to step up and reach out and find ways to make that connection, to create that contribution. On the other hand, don't we have a workforce of millennials who, since they grew up with this social responsibility ethic, don't many of them already have causes that they care about? And are they necessarily going to adopt a new cause when they come into the workplace? How do we connect those two? Is there a good way, from the charity perspective, if a young person has made a connection with a particular charity, you want them to keep that connection through their whole life, their giving life if you can. On the other hand, there are lots of charities out there, and maybe a company's set of charities that they're interested in supporting is a different set of charities than what the new workers are coming in already attached to. Is there a sweet spot there that companies and employees can look at that we could exploit?
Let me take a first shot at that. Looking at it from the charitable side of things, when I speak to clients, or mainly charities, it's interesting, the phrase that they use, they're not necessarily sweating the millennials so much as a big demographic group that they're thinking about. What they're trying to, and what they always ask about is, what's a strategy for recruiting young leaders? That is the phrase that comes up more than anything else. And then they're thinking, and I think it's somewhat valid, is that they're not necessarily thinking in terms of donors, but they're thinking about people who know how to use these things. And so it's a skill set. They want young leaders because the young leaders will be able to recruit other people to the cause. They'll know how to tweet. They'll know how to take pictures with their phones and share them at charitable events and gatherings and fun runs and races and all that kind of stuff. They'll know how to do video. And they will be facile with actually being able to create video and sharing it. And they'll understand that they're as George said earlier, that they sort of live within this 360 degrees, gigantic network that's always changing and growing and pulsing. So I think the focus on the leadership side, and I think you can see that very clearly illustrated in how the best political campaigns work with millennials in terms of their volunteer work and in terms of getting out the vote and then asking them for money. So I think that where organizations can, and this goes to your question about long-range engagement, to the ability that they can to offer openly the ability to lead, I think that is definitely where the sweet spot is.